What's up, everybody? Let's hope today's gonna be a successful day, if you know what I mean. You gotta like that triangle shape. You guys like places like this? I've always loved places like this. Really have. I always just come out and chill. Me and my ancient self. Well, not my body. No, my body's different. I don't know how old my body is. I try to not keep track. But look at the beauty. Interesting stuff. I know, it's not shopping at the mall or nothing like that. Or anything like that, you know? But this is like the aspect of just finding cool stuff all over the place. But it's not really finding stuff. You're just... Well, I am. I'm just, you know, looking for perfection, like this triangle possible. Is it a triangle? I know. No, it's not. Close to it, though. But not as gorgeous as opening up an engine to inspect it, to examine it like a mechanic. Only backwards. But I know I just can't get away from this kind of stuff. You already know that about me. You should have always known that about me from the past. Oh, sinus is starting to really kick in. I'll see a perfect polygon. But I hope you like my talking, my chats, my whatever it is. Almost not Metatron cubish. But there's some family members who always try to tag me or identify me by using one or two identifiers, like a man of nature or a man of whatever. But that just kind of makes me a little bit angry because I have more interest in that. You just can't identify me as just one or two things, you know? You can't. I don't like that. A man of many interests. More than this. I mean, I thought about going downtown today. Walking around town. And maybe strapping a GoPro on my head or something. Where people can't see it. You know, kind of like an invention. A different kind of invention. I've got to invest in one of those, what do you call those, drones or something? Yeah. I have to invest in one of those bad boys. But I'm a fast learner. And trust me, I'll try to figure out 5 or 6 different ways you can use a drone that no one's ever thought about before. Make sure there's no snakes out here. Because you know I'm going to be sinking down here. Already had one of those. NOS. It's like Nas. I guzzle it pretty quick so I can wake up. But I hope we have a good time today. I have to try to figure out how to tire myself out because I haven't been sleeping well lately. Because every time I go to bed, I toss and turn. Because my mind won't stop thinking. Like I told you earlier, I lose sleep because of it. That's why my brain's kind of lost a little bit. Can't really think about words to say because I just can't. It's so jumbled with just ideas, concepts regarding everything, life, invention. Like the other day. I mean, for this example, the other day I was sitting just studying the wind one day, and I came up with this concept on how you can allow nature to paint a painting. I know you probably never thought about this, did you? Like I said, it never stops. Is this a perfect rectangle? No. I mean, it's much more dramatic now these days. Because a long time ago we didn't have technology, and like I said, we don't live long enough. Hey, it's a baby black walnut. No, don't throw him over there. He'll kill all the other trees when he grows big and tall because of the poison within the what do you call that stuff, jungon or something? Yeah, I've studied that. Jangun. I can't say it, especially with my sinuses, the way they react to the flowing of the breath out of my mouth and through my system. Yeah, I know you see it and you're like, what's that, man? This is an old wine bottle. It's worth nothing. No significance. Maybe another 400 years. But yeah, you're probably wanting to know what I'm talking about the essence of science, not science, but allowing nature to speak to us through art, by allowing it to create its own masterpieces. So I devised this idea. I wanted to try this to see if it was going to work. But like I said, I'm always experimenting different things. I know I'll have to do something with the branches later or something. But like for instance, this idea I had, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, where you would take, you know, some kind of paint or something, and you would have a canvas during a windstorm where the wind was just blowing really hard or something, and you would basically dip the branches or elements of the small branches in paint, and you would just stick the canvas, you would just hold the canvas up at an angle, whatever it was, and let the wind manipulate the branches, and then hence the branches paint the masterpiece. But it just seems real simple. But sometimes simplicity can also just create something masterful. But I'm always thinking about different ways to make things cool, no matter what. But I cannot sleep anymore. I mean, I know it's been like 2 weeks since I've been out of school. I'm excited. I am. But I'm so excited about just doing stuff like this. And I get lost. Literally every single day I wake up and I just sit there after getting ready to go, taking a shower, drinking an energy drink, and I sit there thinking about what I want to do for the day. I know I don't have a job yet. I haven't really started looking. I'm waiting for that miracle. But I would just like sit there and try to think about, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? Yeah, rounded off edges. Just a broken off piece of quartz, that's all it is. Nothing more. But I keep having this reoccurring dream of mine. There's 2 of them actually, that won't stop. Especially recently. No big deal. I'm always thinking about stuff, so maybe it's just, I like this one. Wow. Look at this bad boy here. No, it's not that perfect triangle. It's not that rock that looks like the continent. What is that, Africa? Yeah, could look like Brazil or Africa. But I just, like the recurring dreams. They're cool, they're great. I can't stop thinking about them. But it's like this one where I know this one sounds like I've been smoking something big time. But this one dream where it's like, it's so vivid and I can actually feel it. I can feel the sensations. It's scary. But it's like I just get carried away in this weird looking aircraft or spaceship or something. And then I'll never forget, it's the same thing every time. Where I get lowered onto this different planet, this landscape kind of thing. Yeah, it's like a planet. It looked just like planet Earth. And yeah, no. I don't know if I had too much to drink or something that night. Probably not. I don't drink that much. But it was like lowering me down. And all I could see was grass all over the place. Like this big old field. But it had a lot of trees around it. And so, after dropping me down, we all got out, but it was just me. And I looked around the second we got out. When I looked around, there was like a little road, and some kind of ice cream truck or something went by, some kind of truck, like a box truck. But everything was perfect. It was like silent. It was the weirdest thing. Everything around me was like this. Even though the truck went by, it was perfect. Weirdest thing. But the scariest thing was is that we made it. We went to this place that was like a little town. And man, it was crazy. Alright, get this. When we got into the town, it was like, I was at a gas station or something. But it was weird because everything was perfect. It was silent. There were cars around, but they were different. And everybody was like really happy. You just had this real peaceful feeling. And what happened is that I would be shaking hands with people in the gas station, like meeting them for the first time. But the thing that grabbed my attention about the dream that I'll never forget is that we shook hands a very peculiar way. I like this piece. You talk about some natural geometry. I don't have the right contrast against anything. Yeah, look at that. It looks like a ramp. Triangle on one side. Something else on the other. But okay, so what happened is this is going to make you think. Now dreams always mean something. I've been trying to diagram everything out and just try to think about things. But dreams do mean something. They have to. It's for a purpose. I like this one, but it's not a perfect triangle. Looks like that cloud from the beginning of the movie. But the way we shook hands, I'll never forget. You want to see how we shook hands? What the heck is this thing? Is that gold? No, it's not. It's metal. It's melted, whatever it is. That's really cool. I think I'll keep that. It's just garbage though. I saw that and I thought it was a crab or something. Here, I'll let you take a better look at it. Hold on. And I'll also show you how we shook hands at the gas station. But yeah, this is weird. This is metal. Does that scare you? It scared. I didn't know what the heck this thing was. What do you think I should do with it? It just looks like garbage. That's all it is. But there's a rock embedded into it. Where is that metal? I'm keeping that. That's weird. Never seen anything like this thing before. But it's metal. But it's got rocks that are part of it. But I guess it's been here for a while. I don't know. But anyway, you want to see how we shook hands? This is going to blow your mind. If I don't see anything very interesting beforehand. But yeah, it was weird. We shook hands like you could imagine like this. What do they call that? Like the Last Supper? I don't know. Like this is Jesus and this is, I don't know. Is that Mary or John? On the right of him. But yeah, it's like we shook hands like this. But there was a reason why you did shake hands like this. This bottom part, your other two fingers, your finger and your ring finger on your right side, right hand, they wrap around the hand like this. So we shook hands like this. It was the weirdest thing. But these two fingers had a purpose. You want to know what that purpose was? This is going to make you think, and it's going to make you get scared and worried. But this finger right here, these two fingers like your trigger fingers. The way we shook hands, I'll never forget the perspective. I was in the gas station looking out, like in a mechanic shop or something. And everybody was just like perfect. The weirdest thing, and we shook hands. And I already knew how to shake hands. These two fingers here, lined up with your wrist, right there. Like, I can't do it without the phone. I gotta hold on to the phone. But yeah, right where the wrist is, kind of like where you check your pulse. And we shook hands like that. That touched a specific spot on your wrist. Like that. It's the weirdest thing. But it was how you connect with one another. And what do I mean by connect with one another? I noticed on my wrist and other people's wrist, everybody had a cross right there. I don't know if it was a tattoo or what, but right on their wrist, everybody had a cross, like in a linear, side position. And you would take your fingers and shake hands, but this extended to the wrist, and you would connect with one another like that. You would touch the cross. Scariest thing ever. And then the dream went on a little bit longer, and that was it. But I keep having that one. And there's another one too I keep having. Where I'm just like going through the woods, going through this valley. And down below, I keep coming to the same spot every single time. It's like walking into a Monet painting. That's what it's like. Where I go down and it's like the same. It's like I keep going to this one area for some reason. I don't know if it's motivation for the things I love or things I loved in the past. I don't know. But it's like I go down into this valley and all you see is like a procession or something. I just see like lily pads and everything is just like bright green, like springtime. And that's it. I go down there and I just walk along the waters. And it's nothing but waters and green. And there's just trees all over the place. And everything's ancient, like really old. Yeah, but the good old recurring dreams. Can't go wrong with them sometimes, right? They mean something, I guess. I don't know. But nobody's perfect. Like this, whatever it is in the creek. Oh no, that's weird. Yeah, it's getting pretty dark right now, unfortunately. Yeah, check out these two rocks. They're really cool. I know they're not gold or anything like that. They're not quarters from 1923 or something with a metal detector. I'll get to that. If I had more time and money, I would. But yeah, just some geological finds. That's all it is that I have with me. I always studied stuff. But yeah, you never, there are a lot of times that you just don't know. 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 You just don't about certain things. Like, you know, you just might have interests that are different than what you used to have in the past, I guess. I made that conclusion many years ago. Because life is different. The body's different. You probably can't do things the way you used to. But you try to get it back, some way or another. Perfect circle. Nothing much though. But I'm just looking around, just chilling. Driving that curiosity of mine. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry about the boring videos. I should add some excitement to it by jumping out of a tree or something. I don't know. Maybe my thrill seeker self. But I'm doing this to kind of repair my body. To prepare myself. Just, you know, relax. You know how that goes. School can be very difficult. But you already know that. Depends on your major. But the way I look at it, it just depends on how hard you go through it. Your determination to be the best you can be. Like I shot for A's on everything possible. Because I always wanted to be the best. I'm very competitive. Because sometimes I can be kind of lazy. Because I get bored very easily. It's hard to see stuff out here, but I'm not really looking for anything in particular. Really not. I might come across something that's like, you know, like that metal piece I found back there. I thought it was like some strange looking alien crab or something. And of course, you know me and my perfect triangles. But that's a broken piece of quartz. It's not perfect. I know what you're saying. Go back, man. I think I saw something. Did you? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I see a burnt piece of wood. Is this a keeper? I don't know. Yeah, that's a keeper. That's nearly perfect. They're just signs for me. That's all they are. There's just triangles all over the place. It's just a sign for me using my Metatron cube inside of my mind. I just look for motivation. That's all I come out here for. Time to quit the video. For now, anyway. Looks like I'm gonna have to break out the Ziploc bag that's in my left pocket. Maybe I can stay under the trees long enough. Man. Yeah, jeez. Alright. It's been like this every day for like the past week, non-stop. I thought that was ruby. It's not ruby. It's not amethyst either, that's for sure. You know what amethyst is. These semi-precious stones. It's not gold. I know you want the gold. You'll find it later. I see something weird. I guess it's like a stump. It is a stump. Wow. So this creek hasn't been here forever. It's a beautiful piece. There's one down there. There's stumps all the way down here. So if they're in the middle of the creek, then this creek's not that old. Probably maybe a few thousand years. Maybe the water's a couple hundred years, something like that. But I like that piece. You're not seeing it though. You'll have to excuse me, I just look for that motivation. painting motivation, artistic motivation, something to build off of. No snakes yet. But you don't know when you come out and do something like this. You don't know if you're going to get bit or not. You do not know. You have to try to look around and make sure you don't. But everything out here is an optical illusion. It really is. Like a point or something. Like a triangle. And you think it's something cool. And you bring it out and it's nothing. But everything is something. Everything is. It all has a story. It all has a history. How it comes from something. All these pieces of geologic history that a lot of people don't understand. But like I said, you got to look at things differently, like someone else always did. Everything's an optical illusion. You can create optical illusions yourself. Perfect optical illusions. But I've always loved those crazy optical illusions. I've always tried to complete in the past. I mean, all the way throughout school, everything was an optical illusion. You have to step to the side, walk 2 inches this way, turn your head that way to see a bigger picture of something else. Always did things like that. Everywhere I go, like this. I'm always trying to match things up in my mind and not in my eyes to make something more significant. Create something more significant. Should I or should I not? I think I'll keep that one. Even though the edges are rounded a little bit. Oh man, it's almost perfect. It really is perfect, really. But yeah, these optical illusions I've always done, always completed or uncompleted, because the idea is sometimes I leave things incomplete so you can complete them yourself. Common sense. That was also a goal of mine. You have to use your own imagination. It's like a way of trying to teach somebody something. A different way of seeing art, the world, architecture. But everything to me is a way to dissect something else in a different way. But not just dissect, create something more significant. Like for instance, this idea I had, this invention, you know, master of invention, always. That's a nice piece. It's just a broken piece of a brick, I think, just molded by time, the waters of eternity. But this invention I had, big old optical illusion I created. But everything I did was an optical illusion in a way. To teach the world something. Like this, I had this invention. Let me get by the waters of eternity. I know they sound good. Let's stay quiet for a minute. Almost. I had that point. Yeah, you know, I still have it in my hand. My pockets are getting weighed down by perfect geometry. So I can look at it in a different way. Like you already know, I saw this 100 feet away. Too big to fit in my pockets. But there's nothing wrong with art shopping. I call this motivational shopping. Because I walk around with it in my hand. Like this. It's not perfect. It's got a chip right here. So I'm not keeping it. I'm just walking around with it like I do in the grocery store. Like I do when I go shopping. For that motivation. Like when I go to Home Depot, you know how it is with everybody who's interested in that kind of stuff. You go to Home Depot and you're there for like 7 hours. No, I'm just kidding. I'll always over exaggerate. But there for like maybe 3 hours, and I look at every little thing. Try to think about new ways to invent stuff. The things that are important. The things that really can help out with your production. And everything, right? Yeah. It's the goal for one person. Like when you go to Home Depot. And I'd go there and pick up something and walk around trying to match it up with something else. And I designed this hinge, this weird looking hinge that worked with screen doors. The perfect invention one time. Oh, I hate to get rid of it, but I had to. Oops, my bad. It was quite heavy. I was hoping it was a rock. It's a stick. But I would just walk around with stuff in my hand and take it to another place and look at something else and try to create. We're creators. That's what we are. That's what I am. In all aspects of life, the best of my abilities. But I just walk around places and invent. One of my hobbies. Pick up a bracket or something. Something from the tile section. And walk over to the porch section where you sell those brackets. Those metal brackets. And I will just start sketching out and designing. Inventing. Yeah, I know, it's weird. I just go to Home Depot and just try to... I wouldn't buy anything. Well, I would later, as soon as I devised like an idea. If I conceptualized an idea for something. And I'd come back and spend the money. So I can build something. And test it. Like an experiment. But I want this. I want the DOT to try this. Any kind of DOT around the world. Whatever country it might be. It's supposed to slow down drivers. It's an optical illusion. Like, you know me, I told you, I was a master of optical illusions. But not just optical illusions. A psychological illusion. You have to work with the seconds, the time. The brain works with time, light, shading, shadowing, reflection. You don't understand the powers of reflection the way someone else did. What he was doing was all those mirrors and stuff. Piece of glass. Yeah, get it out of here. Deer might lick that up out of the water with their tongue and swallow it by accident. But I want you to try this idea of mine. It's still on the drawing board though. I gotta figure out the geometries, but the geometries is gonna be continuous. Because you have to go out to certain areas to make it work. I call this invention, this innovation, Operation Slowdown. It's to save time and effort from the police forces out there. But the thing is, I don't know how long it's going to last. Like how long this is going to last in the waters of eternity. Piece of rubber. Because I'm afraid people will catch on to the idea and what's happening in front of them when they come down the freeways and the backcountry roads where the speed limit is like 60 miles an hour. But this idea incorporates geometry, reflection, what else? How the eye works, color. What else does it incorporate that I'm going to tell you that you need to do? I'm going to tell you this slow. So what you're going to have to do, like I said, it incorporates geometry, color, reflection, angles, slope. You're going to have to go out and send out surveyors, but I can be the surveyor if you want. Because I'm the only one who devised this code. It's a code. It's a Department of Transportation code. So you just send out surveyors. And you don't send them out to places like this because they might get bit. So you're going to stick to the freeways. or a backcountry road. It's not going to work that well in low-lying areas like in down off of Highway I-16 down in the middle of Georgia, although it should. I wish it would. I tried to do studies out there before to measure it only work along the hills when you're coming over the hills, like through Bullitt County or something. Yeah, I've known about this for many years. This good old invention of mine. Everything's always on the drawing board. Never get stunned. Never get stunned. Pages are backing up. I have probably 30 years of inventions to work on, and they keep coming non-stop. The ideas. So you send out surveyors, and you have to figure out the slope, the hills around freeways, where you come around a bend or something in a different perspective. And you're supposed to send them out so they pinpoint. No, that tip is missing on it. It's not perfect. So you send out these surveyors to just look around, and they have to get their little devices out, whatever, so they can measure the slope. They can measure angles, a straight line view. And you have to get these colored reflectors that exemplify, that reflect the colors of a law enforcement agency. Either as Bullitt County, it could be anywhere, Forsyth County on 400, up there further north where 400 is a highway, not a freeway. Or it could be 75 down in South Georgia by Macon with those big old hills. And other places that have, you know, hills or whatever. It's the use of perspective. All that. So you send them out. I know I'm telling you this story very slow because you're supposed to listen and write this down. Listen the Leonardo way. Yes or no? I don't know. This yard sculpture of mine is going to be humongous. Larger than Colossus. It's going to weigh a ton. It's going to weigh more than a ton, actually. Figure of speech. It's going to weigh multiple tons. But these surveyors, you pinpoint a location, and you have these reflectors. Is that the one I just picked up? Probably not. I don't think it is. Yeah, just keep it. Just keep it. Just keep it. I know I'm looking and talking at the same time because I have to locate snakes and motivation at the same time, whatever's in front of your eyes. Alright, well, let me finish this right quick. I'm going to tell you this really quickly. Just write it down. So you send out a survey. It's really, really simple. Simple concept. You should have known this by now. You send people out on the freeways. You come down and you try to pinpoint the perfect locations in the horizon around bends where you place these reflectors on sticks. They could be on trees, they could be on sticks, different sizes, like different metal posts. And the reflectors, different sizes, different forms, different shapes, but they could be very small. So the objective is that you place these reflectors that exemplify and are detailed by your law enforcement agencies. Either as Georgia State Patrol, that could be gray, white, silver, blue especially, and some orange, because they have the orange letters now. Or it's going to be Bullitt County. It could be gold, brown, blue, whatever it is. And you have to diagram out in plan view where these reflectors go. And a lot of these reflector posts with the little reflectors on them, some are going to be long, some are going to be small. Like I said, you're creating an optical illusion. And this is going to blow your mind when I tell you this. So, because Leonardo's always thinking. So you have to diagram out and use the geometry and perspective to find a place to place every post in a certain perspective. Excuse my sinuses. So therefore, you're creating optical illusion. So when you're coming up a hill too fast, or you're coming down a hill around you hate this. I know you hate this. You're going to kill me when you find this out. that it's going to work. And how many times you drive down a freeway and you come around a bend or down a big old hill on 75 and you think you see a cop car, a Georgia State Patrol officer sitting there clocking people. And what do? Automatic reflexes. It's psychological. You slam on the brakes. That's the idea behind it. So you place these reflectors at different perspectives. Some posts could be 10 feet away up on a hill. Some posts can be in front of that, 5 feet away, in this direction, that direction. But at one perfect perspective, one particular angle, that's why you need the surveyors. That's why you need Leonardo. Right when you come to a perfect perspective, your mind sees a cop car. Bam. Because the way the reflectors are aligned at one particular angle, even though they're far away from each other, in a different diagrammatic location, like a pinpoint location. And then everybody hits the brakes. The super speeders slow down because they think they see a cop car. They see the blue, they see the red, they see the orange, they see the gray, they see the silver, they see the brown, they see the gold, whatever it may be. It only works at night though. Only works at night. But that's the perfect time for it to work, because it's supposed to slow them down. So basically, after they slow down and they approach it and get closer, guess what? They look around, they see nothing. It's a ghost. It's a phantom. An optical illusion. I think I'll keep that one, just because it's perfect. It's alright. I'm not going to take it though. I'm just looking at it, because it's great. It's awesome. I wish I could take it with me though. I wish I do. I wish I could, but I can't. I just go to different areas to get the triangles and the perfect geometric shapes to explain the beauty, how nature itself has a voice in design. It does. Nature should have a voice in its own design, in the design of us. That's why I'm trying to do one of those sculpture things for the yard, where everything has its own history and it speaks through what I design within it as a larger component. It's quite amazing how just a couple hundred feet can make a huge difference in the flow of waters. Yeah, I remember this place quite well. I think I made it to about right there. It was deeper. And I was captivated by that tree right there with its roots showing. But I want to show you something that's like truly perfect. I know I said that word like 1,000 more times already today. I don't know, it's always been my favorite word to say. Anyway, I'm always striving for it, but you know, nothing's perfect, but everything is perfect in a way, especially nature. It's perfect because it's imperfect. That's what you need to understand. I'm just looking down there because I like these little eddies. These eddies where these little rock piles form. And it's like a Easter egg hunt. It's like a needle in a haystack. You just move it and something might be exposed. Something you never understood or seen before. Because it's been hidden away by time in the waters of eternity. Oh, that's a huge one. Yeah, but look at this one. Now this, I'm not going to keep this. I'll just pull out the perfection when I relax. But look at this one. I'm getting a little sunlight that's showing here, but look at that point. Look at that perfect sharp edge. No, it's nothing much. It's not an arrowhead. No, why would it be? But I was blown away by that edge right there. Look at that. Gee. So you can't even see it because it's so perfect. I want to keep it, but I'm not. You know what it looks like? It looks like somebody had one of those towel saws out here. I know they can't get them out here. I'm just kidding about that. But it's almost what it's like. It's almost like someone had a towel saw out here. That is absolutely incredible. Is that a human bone? Probably not. Maybe the crows are trying to tell me something. So you have to listen to every sound. Everything has a voice about something. Could have been, should have been, would have been. No. But I can't lose my grip on this. That could kill somebody. I know, it's just how nature breaks itself off. Breaking off something. It's just the way it naturally breaks off. But it created something. And this is the first time in human history. That's the way I imagine things. That's the way I look at that. The way I inspect things. Because this is the first time in human history that a human being has ever seen this in its own representation. Well, it's been a great day so far. I hope you like it. At least the sun came out a little bit. So, yeah, I'm just still looking around. See, I can't stop. Get a load of this baby. Largest one in the history of mankind. What tribe is that from? Or what time period? Is that paleo? I don't know. I guess it's a sign that you're supposed to go dig for something. Happy hunting. Let's go digging. Searching for that gold. Time to go. I hope you enjoyed the movie. Battery's almost dead. See you guys later.